Let's call the meeting to order. First of all, I'd like to welcome Seth Marcus, our new commissioner.
Thank you.
And let's have roll call then.
Okay. Agnes Varnarski,
Present.
Dana Seifertson,
Here.
John Kamish,
Here.
Peter Hahn,
Here.
Seth Marcus,
Here.
and we're expecting Ed Madden in about 5 minutes, and
About
I'm
3
Jill
minutes.
Moskell. We have a quorum.
Okay, next is approval of minutes of the regular meeting of April 12, 2018.
I make the motion that we approve the minutes as drawn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approves, minutes passed. And we move on to old business. Update on workday schedules. So our last workday schedule was at the Nature Preserve near Gary Morava behind the tennis courts. And we had a really good time taking out a lot of garlic mustard. We took out 30 bags of garlic mustard from the area. So we had a good turnout, and everything looks really great over there. Everything that we planted, everything that we seeded, it's a pleasure to go there and see all of our hard work pay off.
We have a concerned neighbor over there
Right.
about foot traffic. Are we going to do anything to address that?
Yeah, the plan was always to, after we took out the buckthorn there, which was on the Park District property, was to put back something to screen that off. And so we decided when we were there last workday.
During the workday.
The workday is that what we would do is transplant elderberry there. So it's gonna be the fastest cover for him. It's gonna be great for the birds.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it grows really quickly, and there's so many offshoots and resprouts all around there that we could just pick up, 50 and just line them right along his
Right.
fence post.
There was also, there was a big quantity of
Goutweed,
goutweed there that Agnes herbicided.
invasive goutweed. Mhm.
So after we removed the garlic mustard, she herbicided the goutweed. So
And I
it
went
should
there.
be ready to go, so next workday we go there.
Well, we'll see.
Or we could use the interns to do it, either one.
Right, because our interns start soon, so
Where
either
do we
way.
get elderberry?
What?
It's growing there like
It's
crazy.
just growing? We can-
Yeah.
okay.
All of those shrubs that we left behind, between the prairie and like the little, on the lower section, that's all elderberry.
Okay,
And it's all coming up everywhere.
so he should
There's
not be
sprouts.
concerned, just give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, and it,
Right.
literally a year, it grows really fast.
Okay.
How was this brought to our attention?
Well, during the workday, he came out.
He came out.
Oh, I didn't
And
know.
he talked to us, and he was upset. And he was upset because his privacy has been
Yes.
taken away, and he feels that there's so many people using the trail now, and everybody's
is a
happy
great
about,
thing.
which is a great, well, everybody's happy about that, because that was the purpose, but he feels like his privacy has been taken away, and that there's so many people using the trail, that it's so close to his yard,
Okay.
so he was not happy. But we'll try to make. appease
He also
his
did say
concerns.
he was gonna reach out to the Park District and to the mayor as well, and I alerted Christina to that fact, so she was aware of it. She's not here tonight, so I can't ask her if he contacted them. So, we did cover all the bases.
Is there any long-term plan about the city using it as the, putting yard waste there?
The Prairie District?
It's the Park District, and yes, that is the plan, and that's why the hazelnut shield is there, and the reroute of the paths. I mean, it was just, they're not going to move it. We've asked repeatedly for that. We've threatened walkouts.
No.
It's not gonna go.
They need a place there, but if you're talking about the rubble just that's scattered around the area, that was actually dumped, that was just dumped by residents or contractors, so that has nothing to do with the Park District. That was just people coming in and dumping trash in there.
That's almost gone.
Yeah, thanks to Seth.
But as far as that area where you pull up from, up there where there's all that tree debris,
Mhm.
they need a place to,
And is there any alternative that we can suggest? Is there?
we have,
We've been through this ad nauseum with the Park District, and the compromise is they want us to bring that path up from the tennis courts, and then grow a shield around the debris collection area, and then eventually cut off that road that they drive up. plant some more shrubs or whatever down there so that it's, people are not gonna walk up there, but they're always gonna walk up there. So,
It's the main entrance to it.
it's the main entrance to it, so, it's what we gotta live with, so.
As far as future workday schedules, it's SLU, Nature Preserve.
Pick a place.
There's a lot of different places to.
So
it
just
just depends on the
for
weather.
maybe future schedules, I was through Heron Pond today,
Okay,
and there's a couple of very large down trees back there through the last storm, a couple actually on the path. And then there's a ton of garlic mustard back there.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
all that area that we planted,
Mm-hmm.
it's 50% garlic.
I haven't been there.
Maybe not 50, maybe
Okay.
49.
Is it in bloom right now?
What?
Is it blooming still?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then we gotta get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. Next workday then, Heron Pond. If it's not too late, I'll take a look and see what we can do. Maybe we can,
I got some pictures if you want to see.
yeah, just how far along it is, you know? Hopefully it's not too late.
So,
Oh, yeah. Looks like Maraba.
Oh, wow.
yeah. And then just these very large down trees on the,
Oh, yeah.
but I mean, that might be something for Public Works or something.
Is
Park
it in the
District.
creek?
Park District.
Is it in the creek? Those trees?
Goes across the creek.
Okay,
You could walk
MWRD then.
across the creek now.
Oh. MWRD. Any down trees that cross the creek can be addressed by MWRD.
Okay.
So we'll reach out to them and see if they could clear those trees. That would at least,
Yeah.
yeah, do that part of it. And then we'll see what we can do about the garlic mustard as soon as possible. Okay. Next is the seed and the greenhouse program. So we have many, many seedlings. We've transplanted about 20,000 of the seedlings. We have a work day next Wednesday. Poplar Creek is coming to transplant and to help us out. And I think we should open it up to our volunteers like we did last time.
Okay.
For next
You want
Wednesday.
a regular notice on it?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Anybody that's interested to come out, the more the merrier.
It's the
You're talking
16th?
about,
Yes,
Wednesday?
yes, Wednesday the 16th, from
What-
9 to
what
12.
time?
From 9 to 12.
Okay.
We'll see with the weather because it's been iffy. It was sunny last time, now there's a slight chance of rain, so we'll see when we get closer to it, but we expect a big
All
turnout.
the plants are out of the greenhouses now, though, and we've cordoned off 2 big areas. So there's the woodland and the sun, the prairie stuff. So Agnes is starting to separate those out now. We also have a resident woodchuck that checks everything out in the morning. It's pretty wild.
Trying to get in there.
Good guy.
Yeah, fencing is very important at this stage in their lives. Everybody's trying to get at them, but we have a lot of plants. And actually, all of the plants that were overwintered, like I'd say 80 to 90% of them survived. So we have a lot of plants that are in their second, sometimes even in their third year. They're just ready to go any of our work days. So we've got a lot of stock, a lot of plants.
When, let me just sort of kind of jump ahead. When do you think you want to start assembling block party six-packs? Or at least
Oh.
making the decisions?
Not for a
about-
while.
I-
Yeah, I mean, typically, as far as the species, we want to use something that we haven't used previously, so that residents who have gotten the same plant, you know, they want a variety, something that hasn't been given away in the last 2 block parties, and that's something that we have a lot of. So it just depends, we still have time for that,
Okay.
to look at the stock. Okay,
Earth Week. The bird walk was a lot of fun. We didn't, it was on a lot of birds, but it was a really good time. The Nature Speaks talk was really good. Allison was very, very informative, and I thought it was a nice little event sandwich in between the 2 things. And then the workday was really successful, don't you think? It started off with a walk for came and ended up with lunch thanks to Jill. And it was just a really nice sort of a work day, so.
A lot of people?
How many did we have that day? It's like 13 or 14,
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't. From Poplar Creek, I think, no, more than that, because we had our regulars and then we had a few from Poplar Creek too.
Right, right,
And I thought there were two people just doing their normal walk and stuff, and they stopped in,
yes.
Mhm.
which was
Yeah.
nice.
There was-
No real residents from the community though, which is something we still gotta keep working on.
Yeah.
So that's it for Earth Day.
Okay, plan to increase public access to the wetlands.
All right, so where we are with this, at this point, is we're still on the agenda to have some sort of rough plan with, to Larry and for the June council meeting. And we met with Mark from Public Works. He came out and walked around the slough a little bit with us. We talked about a few scenarios. And so his schedule was really busy, and at the point he clears up, which will be real soon, he wants to sit down with us and then start talking about how we're gonna do this. So I think what's the crux of the plan is, at this point, is to focus on the trails and trying to get boardwalk in where those things are flooded out, and slant it more towards like what we're doing at Marava, where it's interactive and there's a lot of signage and plant identification and things of that nature. The other part is, of course, the lake and what do you do over there, and Mark has some real definite ideas about that, so I think we just table it for a couple of days until Mark is to us at this point.
We could email back and forth and we still have another meeting before then.
Okay?
I think a boardwalk should also, there's clearly that part through the grasses, and where the bridge is now, but also that part that goes around, like, toward the back of your house,
Yes,
from
very
the
wet.
observation deck to,
Mhm.
it'd be nice to have a boardwalk
Yes.
back there also.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's underwater and muddy.
Yeah. No.
Mark is making us some maps that we can actually work with. He's going to print those out and then give us files as well. So I'm still looking for those. So as soon as I get them, we'll have them, and we'll take it from there.
So you're anticipating that we would meet off a schedule to plan this between now and our next?
Yeah, I mean,
meeting?
everybody's supposed to have their thinking caps on at this
Yeah.
point, right? And, as you have ideas, we can discuss them in small groups, as long as we don't violate the.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a discussion, like no decision making,
Right.
but,
And so, I think just keep thinking about what the charge is and come up with your ideas for improving that. Okay? Next is the library Park District programs, Nature Speaks. As I said, we had Allison was our last speaker. It turned out to be a really good talk. Was really informative, really passionate about her topic. I have reached out to a couple of people. I haven't heard anything back yet on potential new speakers, so anybody's got any great ideas, pass them on.
yeah, it looks like we need new speakers, right?
Well, we're covered till June, so
Okay.
our next speaker is in the fall, so we got plenty of time. So
We
it's-
need to think
it's
about
not a
who we
pressing
can
issue.
invite
Yeah.
to speak. Mhm.
The bird walk is this weekend, and Cindy Lubecki is scheduled to take over fill in for Lee and Mary Lou. And we will be there to assist her in any way, so if anybody's available and they want to come, appreciate the help. But I'll be there for sure. Agnes will be there a very limited amount of time.
I have to work.
So she's gonna be, basically, if anybody has plant concerns or questions about restoration or whatever, she can take that.
I'll be there, and I'll bring a scope too.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
great. Mhm.
There are currently 11 people signed up. 3 days ago, it was an 80% chance it was going to be rained out. It's down to 50% and only a
58.
tenth of an inch of rain, so I think it's probably going to go.
But we'll have to wait a little bit for the weather.
So,
Play
yeah,
out.
I talked to the Park District today, and so if we need to cancel, the only way they can contact the people is during the day on Friday. So by 3 o'clock on Friday, if we're gonna cancel, we have to pull the plug so that they can get a hold of all the people who signed up for it.
It's gonna be a
Okay.
tough call,
Mm-hmm.
because there's only right now, there's a very slight chance of any thunder or lightning, slight chance, but, you know, that could always happen. You know, you can always just schedule it, and then at the moment that anything happens during the walk, you cancel immediately, or you call it short, or you just stop.
Mhm.
It would be a shame to cancel for like a really slight chance, and then.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna cancel unless it looks really
Mhm.
terrible.
Yeah.
I guess it's me again, the Nature Preserve interpretive signage. I ran into a problem that I have to rectify with Christina, and that problem is sort of centered around getting their new logo into all the signs. The problem is that the colors they've selected just get lost completely in the background of the signs. And I've tried 2 or 3 different resolutions for that, and they're just not coming up real terrific. So I need to talk to her about, can we modify it some way, or can we do something different? The last small sign is almost completely done, and then all the logos will have to, however we end up resolving that, these are the 2 variations I think. So however that logo issue resolves itself, then it needs to be applied to all the signs.
We should also mention about the stones if we're talking about.
Yeah. Also, I spoke with Chris Stennett from Emerald Landscaping, and that was last week. And he is working with the people at Ozinga to look into sort of a waterproof cement that can go underneath those stones to stabilize them. He's going to be getting back to me probably Monday or Tuesday, and then as soon as we sort of dry out a little bit, they'll actually go in and do the work.
So they can pour that cement in the water?
Yes, there's water-based cement that cures in the water.
Well,
It's crazy.
And he said that he feels that the reason that happened is because.
Yeah, he felt the reason that it happened is we had the stones a little bit too close together, and so it created a real tight Venturi effect, and then that caused that one stone to just undercut because water was moving past it so fastly. So it nosedived, and then the other one that was to the left came out. And so his plan is to reset that one into the shoreline really deep, and put rock underneath it. And then he's advocating adding yet another small stone into the mix, and then leaving more of a gap in the middle. So, it sounds like a good plan.
And he doesn't need heavy equipment?
He said the only thing he might need is the small Bobcat, which he thought could come down the trail on the other side.
Hopefully.
They ain't going down the stairs.
No, not down the stairs, and our plants are all along
Right,
the trail.
right, so we got all the plans to worry about as well. So, if worst comes to worst, he said he would skip that and bring 2 extra guys, and they would just use muscle and leverage. So,
Long lever arms.
that's the plan, that's the update. But he knows that we're on a fast track to get that done ASAP, so.
Especially people now using the trail and
Right.
trying to get across the creek even during our
Yeah,
workday.
That fixed, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately.
that's
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah. It's-
Top priority.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Anything more on that? Any comments about the signs or the logo? I thought that last one, that one option was okay.
Which one?
The one where it was a sort of a lighter green and
So is the issue on that logo resolution or just as?
No, it's,
Color.
I mean, if I take it without any sort of treatment to it, like, this one has a lighter background behind it, and this one has, you know, an effect applied to the actual
Yeah.
file itself.
Could you outline it, or?
No, anything I would have to do to make it be visible on its own, I have to get approval from Christine. I gotta tell her we gotta change this up. It's basically, their logo is two colors, and they're very, very close to the background color of the border that goes around the sign. So when you put one on top of the other, it just goes away, you can barely see
I
it.
can't really see it.
So you have to do something to enhance it in order to get it to pop off the sign, but it can't be something that's so stark that it destroys the aesthetic of the sign. So, I tried to get a hold of Christina, she's just been in meeting, so.
A lot going on right now, I guess.
The last subject, I think, for me, well, no, there's another one too. The insecticides informational handout, Peter did a great job on that. It's all printed up, I think you all saw it. We handed that out at the workday, at the Earth Day workday, and the gardeners in the group were really appreciative, and everybody took one, so. I think I'd like to get some to Peter and put out there in the front. It's 2 pages printed on, I might even have one all.
So is this something that would be viable for the community days and the block
Yes.
month?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have these all printed out, and they'll be on both Community Day and
Block party.
Block Party. New business.
New business. Website updates.
Okay, so I have had some time to work on the website, and so if you go there now, what you'll see is that all the videos in the video gallery have been restored. So all those are working, those are the Morton Arboretum ones, the prairie presentation we did, and the fire and burn that we did. But more importantly, finally, all the Nature Speaks speakers videos are up on the website. So we have 3 of them up there, Allison, Rachel, and Stephen Packard. They're all up. There's a link on the homepage, and then there's a link in the Nature Speaks that click over to that. And I did start on updating all the project pages, so we'll continue on with that. So when you get a chance, just check that out, give me your feedback, I appreciate it.
Okay. Summer interns. So Jeremy Schultz is starting on May 21st. And Gabby is starting a week later. Her graduation is on the 27th, I believe, so she's starting within a couple of days of that. Very exciting. A lot planned for them, a lot of education. We have to reach out to Cook County Forest Preserves for the training
Yeah.
for Gabby.
In what area?
I'm sorry?
In what area?
Well,
Cook County Forest
The
Preserve?
Cook County Forest Preserves has a training for their Audubon interns, and it's a few days, and so they go over invasive and native plants, they go over ecological restoration, herbicide management, and so it's a very nice sort of introduction to the internship, and they've agreed for the last couple of years to take our interns and train them for a few days, which has been very nice. And Jeremy's already done the training last year, and he could choose either to participate or not. We'll give him that option, I think. I think it would be unfair to have Gabby go off and, so,
Mhm.
but if he, he's comfortable with not doing that, then that's okay too. Anything,
I have nothing to add to that. I'm just anxious for Peter, they're processed all their paperwork so far, right?
Just waiting on a background check for Gabby. It's halfway done. As soon as I get that from the police department, which hopefully will be tomorrow, I'll set her up then for the pre-employment physical and the drug screen.
Okay, thanks.
and then she just needs to get her herbicide license.
Right.
We'll follow up with her and see how, where that's at. It would be nice that if she could have that done
Mhm.
by the time she starts. Okay. Then next is Prospect Heights Community Day on June 2nd. Is anybody interested in participating in the?
Oh, yeah, I said that I would man
Yeah,
it too.
okay. Mhm.
Second.
Someone else said they would.
Yeah, I would certainly be there. We have the new boards and all that stuff, so this
Right.
one's pretty easy to put together. Agnes is not, you're not gonna be there, right, because your parents are on vacation again.
No, I think actually, the reason I'm not gonna be there is because the garden club is coming.
Oh, that's right.
Do we know what times on that day, the community day?
It's, from what, 9 to 12?
Noon. 9 to noon.
Yeah,
9 to noon.
Thank you.
I have an event that morning.
Sleeping?
No. Legit.
Okay.
Well, are we
So
having,
well, one of the question there, and also, I mean, expand that to the block party, who's gonna do what when? And what are we gonna hand out, give away, et cetera? So at the community day, I think we have the postcards. We need more of the postcards. We have the insecticide thing. Certainly wanna hand out both of those at community day, the block party as well.
I could have plans.
And at the block the block party, first of all, is everybody gonna be able to make the block party?
Yeah. I'll be there.
You don't know yet, okay, all right. What about you guys?
Block party is,
Is,
23rd.
23rd?
I'm pretty sure I have that blocked on my calendar.
I might be out of town.
Okay. All right,
the block party?
June 23rd.
it's,
Saturday.
Saturday, June 23rd.
I won't go for a while.
Okay.
I will definitely be there.
Will you be able to be
All
there?
right, so,
Not sure.
And Jill is definitely gonna be there.
Yes.
And I think, yeah.
Are we going to have tables like last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have 2 tables, we'll
People already
need
filled
our
out the
own
paperwork
tents.
for it.
It's black tents, so. We have the 2 tents. But we'll need help, and we can use volunteers to do this, to assemble the 6-packs.
Mhm.
Um,
Intern volunteers.
and get those cut up and wrapped up. The printouts, though, we probably need to use money for the next year's budget and the promotional, to have those things printed.
There's $100 in next year's budget.
Okay, that's perfect.
Do we know the times of I'm sorry, back to the block party, the time when does that start?
It's
It's in the
like
afternoon.
I think it's like
Start
noon
setting
and
up
it
in the
runs
Yeah.
literally all
I think we
day.
start setting
Noon
up
to
around
10
1
or
or
something?
2,
Yeah,
but it starts.
It's till like 10:30, but I think, it's only till like noon to 9 or noon to 8 or whatever for
All right.
groups. We can get you that information.
Close enough.
I believe last year we started setting up around 1 and it started
Mhm.
around 2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah, we were done, so I think we started setting up at noon, and we were done by 1. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Peter and I were manning the table until it really kicked off. And the evening's always very busy.
Cool. Right. Are you available, Seth?
I'm not sure.
Okay. We'll see. June 23rd, 2 to 10:30. 2 PM till 10:30 is the block party.
Do you think it would be advantageous to have your computer, Dana, and just having pictures of, all the different work sites and,
Well, typically we use a computer to have people sign up for the
right, for the
journal
journal?
and the email, so it's busy.
Yeah, okay,
And that's the easiest way, because then they put in the information, we capture it right there.
right.
Nobody has to input anything, so we would look to do that same thing with that.
We have our boards
Right,
that show a lot of pictures
that's
too.
true.
We can always print out more pictures and sort of even hang them or put them to the side or just some way to showcase them.
Well, that reminds me back to the website real quick, just to say, David
We
Ludwig
need an album.
has, okayed
Hmm?
using a bunch of his bird photos to, put in those banners that come and go.
Oh, great.
So we're gonna be doing that.
Those will have credits to them, right?
Yeah, right.
Speaking of birds, so, in talking to some of the neighbors too, so both a male and a female bald eagle flying around.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
so,
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen the female, I've seen the male.
Oh,
Wow.
well, everybody's seen the male. That's,
Not everybody.
Not everybody, no, I haven't.
I haven't gotten a call, he's out.
Hopefully they'll take up residence. somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you
That's
know-
big.
How do you know the female from the male? Is it different coloring?
You gotta look under her skirt. I don't know.
But those who know have said they're the female or male. Oh my gosh, that's really great news. That's spectacular.
That's pretty wild.
Like camping out at the slough just so
Yeah. Yeah, if you hang out long enough, you'll see them. Wow, that would
I
be
haven't seen 'em either.
unbelievable. You
I
haven't
see a
seen it?
Bussy Woods, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, but recently, John?
Yeah, yeah. within the
During
last
nesting
couple-
season? Wow,
This is the word around the lake,
wow.
we should tell the chief, police chief.
which there is a block party on the lake coming up too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, I plan to be attending that too.
Are other residents invited or only people who live around the lake?
Just like
It's a
people, it's our block party.
We could
Yeah.
pretend we're John's family.
Yeah, but block parties sometimes expand.
We don't want any fights, Agnes.
Okay, then.
All right. Okay, so we're done with discussing the block party, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I get, everybody that was part of it last year knew what it took, the effort that it took to get all that stuff over there and get it set up and put down, so.
Do we still have use of the same supplies, like tables and
Yeah.
canopy?
And we still, yeah, we have the canopies, we still get 2 tables from Park District.
Okay,
Mm-hmm, space.
Right.
Yeah,
because
2
that
tables.
canopy makes a big difference.
Yes,
if
it
it's cut
does.
out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's,
Yeah, it's intolerable without the canopy.
Yeah,
we have that. So just a matter of packing everything up, so, you know, we'll email each other and see who's available to be able to help out with that.
it's air conditioned too.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so next is McDonald Creek Commission meeting.
Yes. I attended the McDonald Creek Commission meeting of April 24th. MCC is still planning to make their presentation to the city council. Is now changed from May 14th to June 11th. Their presentation will focus on their purpose and objectives, primarily educating the public and having residents take responsibility and ownership of McDonald Creek where their property butts to the creek. Their brochures have been produced, but they still need to get it out to the residents. A large part of the meeting time was devoted to discussing the creek bank erosion and the destabilization of the Camp McDonald Bridge. Members felt that MCC should first approach Mark Roscoe of Public Works and Joe Wade, City Administrator, with their findings and recommendations, then request the city to send a proposal to MWRD. MCC strongly felt that recommendations to MWRD must come from the city and not the McDonald Creek Commission. Their next meeting is May 22nd.
Thank you, John.
Okay. Any comments?
Dirt Club visits? That's you.
Garden Club visits. So the Northtown Garden Club, which is the garden club that we gave a presentation to, is coming on June 2nd. They would like to have a walk around the slough and a picnic, and we scheduled this before I realized about Community Day, so I guess we'll have to split up, you know, whoever can come to the walk around the slough and the picnic, and then others will go to Community Day. But, you know, it's difficult with their schedule and with our schedule, and
How
So
many
there's
people
only
are
a couple.
coming?
About 10.
Oh, that's good size.
So that's June 2nd. And then, Jill, you organized the Master
Master
Gardeners,
Gardeners of Cook County, yes.
right?
They wanted to come in June, but they really book out their calendars in advance, and now they're saying September 12th or 19th. they wanted to come during the week, and I mentioned Wednesday, because that's
Mhm.
typically your day off.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Is that seed collection time? Or
It is
that
seed
already-
collection
yeah,
time.
I had
that might
mentioned
not be
that to
it.
them, so they were excited about that.
Put them to work.
Yeah.
That's hospitable.
The other thing that I just wanted to briefly mention that's not on here, but I just exchanged emails with Stephanie Ritter yesterday. We mentioned this before, was MacArthur Middle School, their Make a Difference Day that they have twice a year. And I had mentioned previously that they were interested in coming out. It's about 20 sixth graders, and they've set a time, a date and a time, June 6th. So it happens to be a Wednesday, great. So June 6th, they're going to come out, about 20 students from 9:15 to 11:45. It's one of their last days of school. And I was thinking of a section by Morava, and we had asked Christina and, in the Park District, if we could herbicide that section of grass right behind the tennis courts there. Because it's really difficult to mow, and it's a nice patch that could support a nice hill prairie. And it's very visible from the tennis courts too. So it would be very nice for people from the tennis courts to see that. And I was thinking, that area, they could just plant it.
It looks like it's letting it grow now, too. It's
Yeah.
about a foot high,
Right, well,
that slope.
that was good for the herbicide that I put on Sunday. So it's gonna die. Well, we went through all the, we talked to everybody about it, and so rather than having our I think it would be great, because it's an area that the kids can go back to, and they can see it, and they can say, hey, this, we did this.
Is it easier to herbicide it if it's been cut lower though? Or does it not matter?
Depends, not always, because, excuse me, the grass takes up herbicide better if it's a little bit longer and if it's not traumatized by mowing, I guess. So when you cut it really low, the grass kind of is already hurt, and sometimes it doesn't take so it's actually better to keep it a little higher
Okay.
before herbiciding, so it's very perfect timing. Should be all ready, and the plants will be mature by then, and it's a nice safe area where the bus can pull up and drop them off. And then we can have a nice educational walk, because part of the day is focused on an educational component. So it's a nice area to be able to then walk down the trail and discuss a lot of different things with them and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and to that end too, also, I'd like to give a shout out to Peter and Agnes. They've been going out on their own herbiciding like madmen.
Just too low. Agnes.
Hours
For the
and
last few
hours.
days. There is Canada thistle coming up everywhere, especially
Yes.
at the prairie, so they were out there, what,
At the
twice
seeded prairie.
At the seeded prairie, out there twice. But
It's like
things
the
are looking
realization at Heron
really-
Pond, you walk up, wow. It's the same realization,
But
and,
it's perfect timing to get it, because nothing else is up except that.
other things, but it really is a good time. So we did the whole west side of the prairie, we went out for 2 days, a few hours each, both of us, and we still have the east side. So, looks like rain for the next few days. I actually got a little bit of, right between work and the
That's
meeting
reverse
today.
side. The west side you did, the east side you did.
Right, the west side we still have to do, east side we did. And actually, right before the meeting, I herbicided a little bit around the slough, too. And so there's still the other part of the slough, Morava's pretty much done, and then just the prairie. So I don't know, Peter, if, your availability for next week,
Next Wednesday.
or Monday? Actually, just because the weather, Monday seems like
Yeah,
the,
Right now, it's the 15th, 17th, 22nd, and 23rd. 23rd is a Wednesday.
that's your days off?
Yeah, 15, 17, 22, and 23.
22 and 23.
I'm back to 40 hours again. They need help.
What is what days are those? Anybody have a calendar?
15th is a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes, 15th is a Tuesday, 17th is a Thursday, 22nd is a Tuesday, 23rd is a Wednesday.
Well, the interns start, Jeremy will be starting on the 19th. I'm sorry, the 21st.
His license is sitting in my desk.
Yeah, he has his license already, so he's ready to go on Monday, the 21st. But still, between now and Monday, the 21st, there's so much that can be done. And then the rain now, and then I think next week, also another, I think Monday looks right now is the only sort of clear period. So I'll try to do as much as I can on Monday, and if Tuesday clears up, then Peter, maybe we can
Yeah.
get some.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Continuing on though, when we were out there, walking through the prairie, I was cleaning up trash while they were herbiciding. The things that are coming up are just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We see very, very little like clover anymore. There's one patch that's sort of predominant on the east side, but man, it's just prairie plants, with the exception of this Canada thistle that came up. And pretty much it's the same story everywhere. I mean, things are really coming up, all the seeding we've been doing for the last 2
Yeah,
years.
the seedlings are coming up everywhere too.
Really
All the
kicking
seeds that we put down.
That stuff at Herrick
Winter.
Pond is coming up
Yeah.
really nicely too, in amongst
I
the
haven't
garlic
been
mustard.
I haven't
there.
been there.
That brings us to another.
Well, it's very good that, we have scouts. We should really, delineate, like, maybe who's in charge of keeping an eye on things, because it happens within a week or two, you're not
Oh,
there.
it explodes.
Yeah, it explodes. You're not there for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, explosion of garlic mustard, and if you miss it, it can be really tragic.
We haven't seen that at the prairie though.
No, not at all. Just a couple of little patches of garlic mustard.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, there's nothing over there. That's great.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to, that leads to another thing is, in terms of monitoring, because it's part of what we're supposed to do every year, in a lot of different parameters. So I talked to Evanston about doing quadrant samplings again
Quadrant,
at the prairie. So that's something, if you guys have got time, anybody's got time and can pick up some of these things. I'm working with Mary Lou and Cindy Lubecki on the bird monitoring. The list is crazy already this year. I mean, I don't know what happened, but the migrations have been insane, just crazy. So,
Really a lot of
well, we've
plants.
seen already, so Mary Lou is gonna compile this year's monitoring for the birds, and she'll give us a list at some point. So we'll have that to be able to compare to next year to see how it's, the changes we've made to the habitat have affected all this. And then we still need to do water monitoring. We should probably take a look at that again. You can get one
There's
of those
time frame.
kits.
Right, there's a time frame though, you
And
don't
then
have to do it every
the
year.
frog monitoring, I'm not sure if Kathy's still,
We have to reach out to Kathy to see if she's doing that.
right.
So, Jill, would you maybe, since you have sort of a relationship with her, ask her if she's gonna be doing the frog monitoring at the slough this year?
Who's that?
Kathy Brady.
Kathy Brady, she's been doing the
Oh,
frog
really?
monitoring.
She's a frog monitor.
Oh,
Yeah, she's a
okay.
certified frog monitor, and she's been doing it at the slough. I'm not sure if she actually compiled a list last year, but she did for several years, or at least 2 years, I think.
Right.
So if you could just reach out to her and just,
I'll
when
reach
you
out
happen
to,
to talk to her.
Chris Mess, our butterfly monitor
Right.
as well.
butterfly
We're starting to see
monitoring.
butterflies.
Who's the butterfly monitor?
Chris Mess,
Chris Mess.
he's an
Oh.
arborist, but he also does
Okay.
butterfly monitoring and dragonfly monitoring. And he monitors the seeded prairie and the slough, right? That's the only two. Mhm.
What
Uh,
about green snakes? Are we going to touch on that? Someone could be on the lookout for the green snakes?
On the lookout,
We
but
have to-
we
we have to
haven't,
set
We
up
have to see
some,
them first,
some
right?
Right.
places.
And-
Yeah.
and it's very improbable that they're here. But
We have to
anytime
set
I
up
see
some
them.
conditions to look for them first with
Yeah.
plywood.
Well, we now have 2 bald eagles. I'm sure we're going to get some greenies.
I'll have ice
Peter,
cream.
are we gonna be on the, are we supposed to make up a general site report to the city this year again, or, do you know?
You're gonna be doing the special one for Larry,
Yes.
Right.
but, you could, if you wanna put something together, a presentation.
Well, no, in the past, we've done that, but I think one year we didn't, and
Okay.
so I just, I don't know if we're required to do that
Yeah.
every year.
A requirement, you're only really required if the council wants you to,
Okay.
if they direct you to.
We'll leave it at that.
But, if there's something that you want to get information out there, we can work it into a schedule, into one of the agendas. But if it's something like, well, if we're asked to do it, we'll do it, but if we're not asked to do it, we'd rather be doing other things.
Yeah, exactly.
More important.
That is
True.
absolutely the
Yeah.
modus operandi.
Right.
So,
Okay.
But we
well,
can incorporate,
hold off until they ask for
Right, okay.
it.
It's really all on our website anyways.
Yes.
Right? So,
we can partially incorporate it into our presentation about how positive things have been thus far and, you know, all the things that we've been doing and incorporating it into the plan for the future around the Sluin Lake, at least for that part. Area.
Did we intentionally skip item F?
Was it
No.
meeting location?
Sorry, no, unintentionally. Let's go back to item F. Consideration, PHNRC summer meeting location.
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes, that was unintentional. What I was proposing was to do, and Jill sent me the dates, I'll give them to you.
June 14th.
June 14th, July 12th, August 9th, and September 13th. Okay, so that would be our next board meeting, and then the next 4 after that.
Can you say those again?
June 14th, July 12th, August 9th, and September 13th. So what I'd like to do is, if possible, have them at a different place every time outside. If anybody's got any objections to that. I mean, obviously, if the weather isn't gonna permit it, and, you know, we can check it out for bugs. If the bugs are just too bad, we'll try to shift it somewhere else, but,
Well, the pavilion would be a nice place.
yeah, the pavilion, if we could end up doing all 4 at the pavilion.
Yeah.
You know, so that's easy for Patrick as well. So do we need to vote on that and approve it? Or what do you guys think?
When you say the pavilion, you mean the Isaac Walton Lake
Yes.
Shelter?
I think the thing we just need to know is what requirements are there in terms of public notice?
It's gotta be a public place.
It's gotta be, we'll post it here.
Yeah.
Technically, it's supposed to be posted at the location. So hopefully, like when we did the park district, we were able to post it at the park district. So it just would need to be, we have to figure out a way to post it on location. It's gotta be posted 48 hours before, for Open Meetings Act regulations. And then if you were to, if it was gonna be inclement weather or anything like that, we'd have to figure out legally how to, like, if you wanna bring it back here.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
have to give it's the 48-hour
Could you block
notification.
out those dates for here? Just,
They're already blocked
Well,
out.
they're already blocked.
they're already blocked
Yeah.
out, okay.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of wherever you want to have it.
Right,
It would be considered a special meeting because it's not at your normal location.
right.
Just like if you change the date, or if you change the date or the time, it's always going to be a special meeting. So as far as notification from the city's standpoint, it would only be, the only issue would be where we can post it at that location.
Do you guys have a laminator? Or access to one? No.
But I mean, if there's, I don't know is Isaac Walton is at Park District, right?
Mhm.
Do they have any sort of billboard or board up there or anything like that when they post anything?
Let's see it.
We could see, I could ask the attorney, maybe just posting it at the Park District, because it's the same facility, but usually you have to post it at the location. So if you
We can
really
figure
dead
it
set
out.
on doing that, we'll figure out a way around it.
Okay.
And we get the word out through our publications, and we send it to the media as well. So it's not like it won't be noticed. It'll just be, we'll have to figure out that one little aspect of it. We'll make it work.
Well, that's why I was asking about the laminator, where it could just be like even thumbtacked somewhere,
Mhm.
but,
Yeah,
you know, weather resistant.
We could take one to Home Depot, I mean.
we can figure it out.
As long as
Yeah.
it's up for 48 hours.
So do we have to cancel our meeting and then hold a special meeting in place?
What we will do is, let me look at your ordinance, how you were created, to see if it says you were here, because it may say that the commission can set meetings at a time and place of their choosing. That gives you a lot more leeway in that case. So we'll make it work one way or another.
Okay. Just making sure that we can come back here in
Yeah.
case of bad weather.
I would like to hold
But,
at
but
least,
hold on a minute.
yeah.
If, the way I'm hearing you, we cannot do that.
Like I said, you guys make a decision what you want to do here, we'll make it work one way or another.
So we would have the flexibility if there was inclement weather to have it here?
We'll make it work.
As long as it probably, all right, as long as
If
it's,
it's any more complicated than it has to be. No, just say, we'll make it work. We'll figure out what we need to do to make it work.
And
Are
I'm
you
guessing that-
saying we'll make it work? Thank you.
Absolutely.
Got it.
One
Could
of
you
the,
clarify that?
one of the places that I would really, really like to, in either, when was the June date?
June 14th.
June 14th, Flag.
14th. So either June or the July one, I would, there's a picnic table at Heron Pond towards the back through the woods.
Yeah.
It's gotta be crazy with fireflies at that time of day, you know, right as this meeting starts. I just think it would be really spectacular. So,
All right,
Fine by me.
we'll make it happen sometime.
all right, we can pick location, but I think we just,
We could sit
Well, we
on
should
one of
pick
the
the-
down trees, you know.
We should pick the first one, I guess, because it's our next meeting.
That's right. Let's do Heron Pond.
Well, first, let's all agree that we want to do it outside.
well, first of all, do we need to pass make a motion and pass it?
Or just agree?
If you're, well, you can always wait on the July and August ones, but I would someone make a motion that if you want to change the meeting place for the June.
Okay. Then what about for all four?
Well, if you want to agree on them all right now,
Yeah, we'll assign the locations later.
okay.
Okay.
It might be a good idea to have different locations to familiarize ourselves with different parts of the town and where we might want to maybe start some projects or.
Well, it has to be a public place that's owned by the city.
Well,
the
Or Park District.
yeah, I mean, there's a little park in my neighborhood
Uh-huh.
that, I don't know if it would be ripe for native planting, but it would be something that the group can look at by being there and experiencing it. It'd be nice to experience a different location. And if we moved around the city, we can experience different locations and see what needs to be done in those locations.
Well, I would like to make a motion that we do have these 4 meetings outdoors.
Okay, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Waiting
And-
for Jen.
Nay.
Our first nay ever? Well,
Would you like to clarify that? Motion passed.
motion passes. We're doing it outside.
All right, so we'll get back to you with the locations here.
I also would like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Well, we need visitors.
Oh, wait, visitors'
Visitors'
comments,
comments.
sorry.
Any comments, Peter?
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to add before we
Any
finish?
questions, anybody?
Are they gonna mow over at ComEd soon? Do we contact the city?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to meet Mark at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we're gonna go, because the stuff was shot up so fast,
Can't tell where the
you can't tell where
road
the
path
trail
is
is
anymore.
anymore. So I gotta reflag.
So it doesn't get lost.
Reflag it, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
so if anybody's around and available at 10
Yeah.
o'clock and they wanna help.
Or
flag,
before 10 to help flag before he gets
yeah,
there.
like 9:30 or so.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
but it was visible, but now everything's just,
Can't see.
can't
Do
tell.
we have milkweed seedlings?
Got a bucket right there. Want some?
Yes, other than that, we do.
I was just thinking like maybe like one of these block parties or the community day or something, where, you know, we gave out plants before.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to, you know, have
And to
residents
see.
incorporate more native plants into their gardens. 'Cause
Right.
we had our community outreach, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe a better way to go about that is doing it maybe one plant at a type of plant at a time. So milkweed seems to be a favorite because everybody wants monarchs around.
I know.
If you started people out with milkweed, maybe the following year they would add a different variety and then expand their native gardens in
It's
a,
a-
you know, on a
yeah.
slower rate where they're not like, okay, killing part of their lawn and all this stuff, which is kind of drastic for a lot of people.
Well, I
But if
think
they take a small patch
Right.
and turn it into milkweed and then maybe, you know, they see the benefits of that and the next year they.
Well, I can make those 6-packs at one species.
What's that?
I can make the six-pack different. I can make it like one species, like of milkweed, and then, a different species if someone else wants
He's
that,
talking
or,
about community to,
but even, yeah, but
Yeah.
either or for
maybe
both.
like giving a single plant.
Just a single
for
plant.
that community.
There's been an issue with the milkweeds this year. We put so much seeds for the milkweeds because we wanted to grow a lot of them for these purposes and for other purposes, and for some reason, that we have not had a good germination rate across 4 species. We didn't plant the common milkweed, we planted, world milkweed and swamp milkweed and, the butterfly weed. And we had like 20% germination, so we don't have a ton of those plants, is what I'm saying.
But if we can use what we have, I mean, it is the gateway plant,
Right.
Gateway
right?
Sure,
Hmm.
absolutely. One at a time, especially for giving one milkweed away.
Get this guy.
Oh,
Over my head. Okay. All right,
okay,
so
I,
yes, so milkweed.
Motion we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.